From Wall Street to Main Street, this is LALATE.
It's a big evening for Saturday night, as incredible great news about your $1,400 third stimulus check crashes in. News is circulating from viewers of this channel that there's a major update. The $1,400 third stimulus check, which you may not have gotten by now by direct deposit, will be landing March 24th. Yes, this is a major breaking developing news. The electronic receipt of the $1,400 stimulus check could land on March 24th across the country. I'll have the latest updates as well. Why did Chuck Schumer this week speak so much about the Georgia senators? And why did yesterday he speak about new legislation that the president universally turned around and fired staff members about hours later? Then the president goes to Georgia and speaks about stimulus. I'll have that video as well. A new video again from the Federal Reserve warning about security threats, specifically about your stimulus. A new great video, promising video at least, in which the president speaks to someone on disability and reassures her about her stimulus check, and also tells the recipient how wonderful the next stimulus package, the current stimulus package is, because she's going to get money for children, SNAP benefits, and money for rent. I have the incredible, inspiring video as well. As millions of Americans go into a Saturday night, Monday could be the great exciting week upon us, as more stimulus checks arrive by direct deposit on March 24th. It's a big night of evenings LALATE, and the excitement continues with new video across the board. As Evenings LALATE starts right now, this Saturday night, direct from Los Angeles. The excitement gets underway this very moment. Good evening, and thank you for joining me for Evenings LALATE, direct from Los Angeles. It's a great night because suddenly progress is being made on your $1,400 third stimulus check, both by paper check and also by electronic receipt. It's about to arrive. I have the breaking details live from Santa Monica. How are you? It's a great Saturday evening. How's your day going? Hope you're crushing the weekend. You got one more day upon you for the weekend, so enjoy it. My message throughout the day this Saturday has been stay positive, stay focused, stay excited, stay smiling, stay laughing. Sirloin says hello. Stimulus and awaiting a stimulus check should not be a stressful time. And please, if there's anything I can do on this channel, it's make you smile and make you laugh. And so, while I don't have a scarf on and Javier Carranza is no longer with us, Javita Late is. Blaine66 says hi, and also Sirloin. So if you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe throughout the day. And tomorrow I'll have more updates as well about your $14 stimulus check. Also like this video. Let's see if we can get 5,000 likes. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. The link is at the top of the chat and in the pinned comment. If you heard in the opening remarks, it was a great day of exciting, great news. The great news was about delivery dates of that $1,400 third stimulus check by direct deposit and by paper check. The news started to come in late yesterday on a Friday night. Series of DMs from viewers that had actually started somewhere in the middle of the day, Friday, if you tuned in live, was that viewers were starting to get alerts that the stimulus check is arriving March 24th. And as the day went on Friday and as Saturday started, more private messages started coming into the LALATE Twitter accounts at LALATE and also at Instagram at LALATE_. And suddenly I saw the trend line. It was incredible, great news. Let me tell you where we are right now. Viewers are now reporting that they're getting alerts from both their bank's Direct Express card and also the Check My IRS stimulus tool that March 24th is the date in which their stimulus check is arriving. Now, in the case of Direct Express, for example, I asked viewers specifically when they sent me the direct messages, Are you sure this is your stimulus check and not your monthly benefits check? And they said, absolutely it is. Because their monthly benefits check, they were telling me, does not arrive on March 24th, never does. So this was incredible great news. And it wasn't just one, it was a couple dozen viewers were getting this message. Again, they're getting the message from their bank, from Direct Express, and now also from the Check My IRS stimulus tool. If you don't know what's going on, let me back up. Yesterday was Friday, but a week earlier, viewers of this channel started to receive the stimulus check by direct deposit. Then on St. Patrick's Day, last Wednesday, March 17th, was the big surge in which countless banks, which I'll give to you in a second, started to pay the direct deposit of the $14 stimulus check. Now, some of the people who bank at the same bank still did not receive it the same day, and they still have not received it. But more came in on the day after. But along the way, we wondered what was going on with Direct Express. That's the card that is issued by the federal government to pay benefits of SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits onto a card each month. Now, understand, if you're on benefits, you can elect to get your benefits in the mail by paper check. You can have it go into a normal bank like a Bank America or a Chase, but some viewers elect to use this card. And as of Friday, no one had yet received the money on the card. But the great news was suddenly with that card and other cards and other banks around late Friday, people were starting to get the alert. March 24th is when your check is coming. Now understand, this is much the same of what always has been happening over the last 5 days. Some people get alerts, some people don't get alerts. If you're not getting an alert, don't assume you're not getting a stimulus check. The reason why I'm giving you this information is great, incredible, positive news. That suddenly you see that a lot of people, including you, might be getting it on March 24th. Here are the banks that have paid out stimulus checks so far to viewers of this channel. They are Citizens Bank, PNG, Bancorp, Chime, PayPal, NetSpend, Green Dot, People's United Bank, US Bank. Also PNC, Capital One Bank, USAA, Union Bank, MetaBank, Amex Bluebird, Navy Federal, Wells Fargo, Chase, and Bank America. Now, what's important to understand is that list started in the middle of March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. By the end of the day, it grew. And by the next day, it continued to grow. Some of these names on this list did not appear on the list until Friday and Thursday. Those were USA Bank, USAA, and Union Bank. They appeared later in the week. But here's also the incredible great news, is that some viewers, for example, were reporting Green Dot on March 17th, and then others were not. And then late on Friday, one viewer, Teresa, in one of the live chats said, I just got paid from Green Dot. I just got the stimulus check on Friday afternoon, 2 days after people started seeing it from Green Dot on Wednesday. Her message was loud and clear to viewers as well. She said, LA, tell them to stay positive, focused, and motivated. It's coming. If someone else gets it from your bank before you, don't think you're not getting it. It's coming. More about that in a second, but there was incredible stuff across the board with a lot of videos overnight. Let me cut to some of those videos. One of the videos was from the President of the United States. The President's public relations team has been on full swing. You've heard me talk about it. In fact, they don't disavow that they're doing this. They've been releasing a series of public relations videos to explain what's in the stimulus package for two reasons. One, during the Obama administration, when he passed the stimulus package, people didn't know what was in there. And ultimately, number two, that hurt him in the midterm elections where he lost the Senate and the House because no one knew what he had just passed. In this new video, which you'll see in part first here on LALATE, the president speaks to a person on disability benefits, a mom, and talks to her about what she can get. You can understand that this is a staged production video. The president is wearing makeup. It's specialized lighting. It's not the president in his usual form. It's highly staged. But let's listen in because the message is very heartwarming and very reassuring about what's going on for this stimulus. Let's listen in.
I'm doing fine. I was surprised that I was able to talk to you, but I'm happy I'm here.
Well, I'm happy you're here too.
My name is Jocelyn. I have 4 children, a total of 8 grandchildren, but 2 live with me that I help take care of and raise. I have a husband who's a 100% disabled vet. I have a daughter that's 22, and me and her take turns as to who gets up and gets everybody ready for school. One cooks breakfast, the other sets all the computers up so that we can get all the work done.
What I want to talk to you about is that we have a plan here that we just passed. You're going to get a check for $5,600. You're going to get a check for $1,400 for every dependent you have. If you have a child that is over the age of 6, you're going to be able to deduct $3,000 for each of them. In addition to that, you get about $25 per month more to put food on the table on the SNAP program. I'm told you don't have insurance, is that right?
I don't have insurance, but my husband and my grandchildren and my daughter does.
Well,
We'll see more about that video late in this recording. And we'll see why the message is very important for viewers of this channel, who many are on disabilities, SSI and SSDI, and have never had an elected official speak specifically directly to their situation since stimulus started in early 2020. That's why I particularly like this video, because it speaks to a demographic that the president has not spoken to before. Now, here's the other great news that happened overnight, and it started on Friday afternoon. And during one of the live chats, one of the viewers said, "You know what? I just got the paper check in the mail today, Friday." Yes. And then another viewer jumped in the chat and said, "You know what? My neighbor, he got his paper checks for his family on Thursday." So what's going on here? Let me explain. Paper checks went out earlier this week, around Monday and Tuesday. And paper checks could be landing in your mailbox if they did not land today, Saturday, on Monday. Yes. So here's what's going on. The wave of the stimulus checks by direct deposit went out a week ago yesterday on a Friday. They have now been routed to all the banks. What's important to understand is that most of the effective dates of those direct deposits had a March 17th, St. Patrick's effective day. So banks started to hold the funds until March 17th because it's a check you can't cash until March 17th, they thought. And that's what they did. So if you did not see your deposit on the 17th or 18th, don't worry. It's only been 2 days since they got the funds that are available. It's a different thought to think, well, the bill was passed on a Thursday and the money was sent out on Friday. Why don't I have it? Because the effective date on the check for some banks was March 17th. They couldn't release the funds. So in essence, nothing to fret about, nothing to worry about. It's only been really 2 days since most of the major payouts just started. It hasn't been much of a duration. But the other incredible news is that paper checks have now started to land. The paper check is being sent to some people, and also the debit card from the federal government. More about that in a second and why it's important to watch for that. But a new message was sent out by the Federal Reserve, not the first, but actually yet a second. The Federal Reserve is informing viewers to be on high alert because of security threats. On Friday, you saw one video from the Federal Reserve referring to phone calls from scammers. Now a new video is released from the Federal Reserve talking about emails to be on high alert. Let's watch that video.
Have you received an email claiming to be from the Federal Reserve saying that money is owed to you? It's a scam. Fed employees never directly email the general public unsolicited, ever. If you received an unsolicited email like this, do not click on any links or share any personal information and delete them immediately. If you think your personal financial information has been compromised, contact your bank and local law enforcement. You can also file a complaint with the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center at ic3.gov. To find out more about this and other scams, click on the link in this post.
The president was busy yesterday in releasing a lot of videos. And among the videos he released again was his visit to Georgia. You watched it live on LALATE. The president and the vice president went to Georgia to speak about the violence that had happened this week. The president's path to Georgia was very similar to what was expected this week. Early in the week, you saw Chuck Schumer had released a video thanking the Georgia senators for helping pass stimulus. The president went to Georgia and appeared at the CDC and also in a press conference, again thanking Georgians for electing 2 senators to the Democratic caucus to pass stimulus. And this was what the president's message was about the arrival of your stimulus checks late yesterday. Let's watch again.
Because if anyone ever doubted that voting matters, Georgia just proved it did. If anyone ever wondered if one vote could make a difference, Georgia just proved it 11,779 times. And if anyone ever wondered if voting can change a country, Georgia just proved it can. Because when you elected 2 new United States senators, you made it possible to pass the American Rescue Plan. Landmark legislation will not only meet the emergency RIN, but transform this nation. Starting with this, for those folks who either already have or will soon have $1,400 in their pockets, you can thank Senators Warnock and Ossoff. But for their votes, it would not have happened. What does that mean? It means 85% of the households in America will get that money. Here in Georgia, it means 88% of all adults and 88% of the children in this state will get that $1,400 as well. Just add it up.
Of course, viewers of this channel would add it up as well. Those Georgia senators, Ossoff and Warnock, of course, promised $2,400. They promised the $3,400. They promised the $1,400 stimulus check from Trump and a brand new $2,000 stimulus check if elected. They also promised $3,200 of stimulus checks for adult dependents who never received their first or second stimulus check from CARES Act 1 and CARES Act 2. But along the way, that message has been lost by the president.
A typical family, 2 parents, 2 kids, earning $100,000 a year, each will get $1,400. That's $5,600 for that family that's in distress, trying to figure out how to pay their mortgage, pay their rent, keep food on the table. And that's not all.
And let me make clear, the president has yet to extend the eviction moratorium by executive order. That is set to expire in the next few days.
There's something called a child tax credit. What that basically means is you get a tax credit for every child you have. The American Rescue Plan expands that credit. It means that families of over 2 million children in Georgia will be eligible for an increase in that child tax credit of $1,600 per year per child.
This is actually the second time in which the president has misstated this amount. There is no child tax credit of $1,600 a child. It's either $3,600 if the child is 5 to newborn, or $3,000 if the child is 17 to 6. The president has twice before said the number $1,600 incorrectly.
And it's going to be delivered on a regular basis. So starting this summer, families with young kids will get $300 a month per child. This is going to lift 177,000 children in Georgia out of poverty.
Again, that's not particularly the correct number. If the child is 17 to 6, you'll get $250 a month. Only if the child is 5 to newborn are you getting $300 a month.
The American Rescue Plan expands coverage and reduces costs under the Affordable Care Act. So for a family of 4 earning $90,000 per year with insurance under the Affordable Care Act, they'll see about $200 a month off their monthly premiums. And for Georgia schools, the American Rescue Plan provides around $4 billion for Georgia's school children from grades K through 12 to help them reopen safely.
But the big news is that $1,400 third stimulus checks are now landing in America's bank accounts. And more will land next week. The great news is that this channel, you and the family and viewers of this channel together, have been able to update one another as to where help is on the way. The president's message is that stimulus checks are coming, but he has not been a conduit to provide information of when, where, how, any updates, any tracking. As you understand, the IRS tracking tool, the single instrument from the federal government to track your stimulus check, doesn't work. The president has not been a purveyor of information about where your stimulus check is. And as a result, you as a family with me have been the best source of trying to find what day the stimulus check is arriving. I'll have more about when your stimulus check would arrive next week, but stay with me. First, here's a commercial break about the community page. I'll be back in 60 seconds. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.lalate.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement does also continue tomorrow morning as Early Mornings LALATE returns at 4 a.m., 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Help Is Here tour went to Georgia yesterday with the president and the vice president. But for some viewers, it maybe should be renamed The Help Will Be Here because people have yet to receive the help. There has not been any receipt of the $14 stimulus check. And the IRS tracking tool has not been helpful as well to find out where is the help because it doesn't work. And that's why I step in. How are you? Good evening. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe because my job is to help you find out when the help will be here because the IRS tool is not helpful. It's sort of like asking sirloin, how is the grass on the front lawn? Oh, well, I already ate it all. So, tried to help out there. Yes, sirloin, you can't eat our grass. That's not very helpful. Well, someone has to mow it. So I just moved it all the way. So I hope you're good and safe. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Also, like this video. It really helps in the algorithm ranking. Let's try to get to 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 likes. Coming up later in this video, I'll be going over the new videos from Dr. Fauci and also a new video that's surprising from Chuck Schumer. You're going to laugh about that one. All right, so what's going on next week? Well, tomorrow is Sunday, and what I need to make you clear and understanding is that there will be no deposits appearing on Sunday. Why? Because today is not a banking clearance fund day. No funds deposited in a bank on a Saturday clear between Saturday and Sunday. If you went to a bank and deposited a check today, Saturday, it would clear on Monday and appear on Tuesday. But here, the good news is that IRS is not depositing stimulus checks on Saturday. They sent them out a week ago on a Friday. And so more banks will start to show deposits available on Monday. And I'll be live with you tomorrow, Sunday, as we get ready for that excitement. But the big exciting news is that stimulus checks are arriving all next week. First, we know that they're arriving on Monday and Tuesday. Second, we know that viewers have gotten an alert from Direct Express that's coming on March 24th. That's also great news. And finally, something you're only hearing on this channel, watch the U.S. mail. Stimulus checks will be arriving in the U.S. mail today, Saturday. If you did not check the mail yet, go outside to that mailbox right after this video. And also on Monday. Why? Because IRS just sort of chooses to send people who thought they're receiving a stimulus check by direct deposit in the U.S. mail. Yes, and those stimulus checks by U.S. mail went out earlier this week. And viewers started receiving them this Thursday. few days ago. So you may see a stimulus check show up in the mail on Monday. Be careful with the mail. Do not go through it quickly. Between now and the next 7 days, promise yourself and promise me you'll look for the stimulus check everywhere you think it may be. Your bank account, your husband's bank account, the joint bank account, your dependent's bank account, their mailbox, your mailbox. And when you look through the mail, go slowly until you got that stimulus check, because it doesn't look like normal mail. It looks like spam mail. Let's cut back to a really hilarious moment. If you missed it yesterday, it was quite surprising. A new report out from one of the major publications says that the White House on Friday had dismissed, aka fired, staffers who admitted to prior or current marijuana use. Interesting. The president relieving staff members because they were engaging in marijuana use, which is, of course, legal, but he didn't like it. That was what the major news report across the country late Friday said. What also happened on Friday was Chuck Schumer met with Ron Wyden and released a new video pushing for legalizing of marijuana nationally. Great timing for that one. Let's tune in.
Came along after the people of Oregon, for example, voted to legalize it and got in the way of our small businesses.
And now the American people realize this, that the making marijuana such a serious offense, instead of taking it off the list and decriminalizing it, makes no sense whatsoever. There are many one reason, freedom. If people want to use it and it doesn't do harm, just like Oregon showed, let them do it. Second is,
of course, that's what they were doing for some of the Biden staffers. And they weren't just able to just go do it. Well, they were. They're just no longer employed by the Biden administration this Saturday. So, it is what it is. Meantime, let's cut back to that incredible, really wonderful video. I adore this video for so many reasons, and you know why. Because it's really the first time that an elected official talked about the importance of stimulus going to people on SSI, SSDI, or Social Security Railroad benefits. If you don't know my history in the space, let me remind you. I came onto this channel on April 25th. I was covering EIDL and PPP and unemployment for a few months. But I did not move into stimulus until maybe about June or July of last year. And the very first video I did about it went viral, 3 million views, which is very rare in the financial space, especially for a channel that had like 1,000 subscribers. The video was about why people on SSI and SSDI have often thought they don't qualify for stimulus checks because no one speaks to them. And I said, hey, you qualify for a stimulus check. The only reason you may not have gotten the first one was because they did not pay adult dependents stimulus check. And some people who are on SSI and SSDI are adult dependents. Well, what I like about this video from the White House, you'll see a little bit more of it right now, is that the president speaks with someone who has to deal with disability benefits at home and says, guess what? You're getting a stimulus check. Let's tune into more of that right now.
Per month more to put food on the table on the SNAP program. I'm told you don't have insurance, is that right?
I don't have insurance, but my husband and my grandchildren and my daughter does.
Well, we're gonna make sure you can get insurance because now, under this proposal, you're going to be able to get coverage under the Affordable Care Act. Most people can find coverage for less than $10 a month.
Oh, okay, I can work with that one.
I think it's going to make sure that it changes your circumstance in a big way.
We're actually renting an apartment and we get a disability check, and sometimes we don't always be able to make ends meet because the check stays the same, but the rent and the economy keeps going up.
You know, the way to build a country is build from the bottom up and out, not from the top down.
Ironically, her message is very much the message of this channel, which is cost of living continues to go up and benefits are not going up. This is Elizabeth Warren and my champion to you, that you need to pass the SSI and SSDI benchmark where it's tied to CPIE, not COLA, because benefits don't change when they're tied to COLA, and yet things cost more, as she just said. Let's listen more.
Just a typical family that is trying to survive in a world that does not give us an equal playing field. I feel that you will make it better because you have actually made it easier for some of us in our neighborhoods. They just have enough money to cover the rent or they cover food. It can't be both.
This act we passed is going to get them both.
And we're looking forward to that.
It's such an honor to have met you.
Thank you. It's an honor to have met you.
I hope I get to see you in person one of these days. Tell your husband I said thank you for his service.
I certainly will.
A great message that really explains how people are entitled to these benefits and how those people also include those on disability. Finally, let's listen into a new video from Dr. Fauci late Friday that discusses more about the virus strain. This is new video from late Friday.
To the threat of a variant of concern, particularly the B.1.1.7 variant, which right now, as we know, is causing a significant degree of concern in Europe, where the flare and the surge that they are seeing is directly related to the variant 1.1.7. This variant, as you know, is every day getting more and more dominant in our own country. So very first, let me take just a few seconds to refresh your memory about the variant. It was first detected in the UK in December of 2020. It was reported in over 90 countries. The first US cases were detected in the United States, in Colorado, at the end of December of 2020. And since then, it has been detected in 50 jurisdictions in the United States and likely accounts now for about 20 to 30% of the infections in this country. And that number is growing. Next.
And now you see why the focus still remains to be vigilant against this virus as the virus continues to spread. Hope is here, but hope is still arriving. $1,400 third stimulus checks continue to crash and surf into your account next week. I'll be with you tomorrow. And we start early with EIDL and then FPUC at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time with a live chat. I hope you join me. And then it's off to early mornings LALATE, surfing into your new day. That's at 4 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll have the latest updates about what happened as well. Thank you for joining me on a big night of Evenings LA. I hope you stay positive. I hope you stay smiling. I hope you have a beautiful Saturday evening. I hope these videos helped you, informed you, and kept you inspired and kept you up to date about the $1,400 third stimulus check and everything else. Meantime, next week, the focus on Wall Street remains vigilant, and I will be there with you as well. The interest rate of the 10-year bond has now surged to 1.7%. Tech continues to stumble, and there's a concern that inflation may be growing faster than the Federal Reserve thinks it is. I'll have all that updates across the board from Wall Street for you next week as well. But join me next on Hazard Pay at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be in that chat. If you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Also, like this video. It really helps in the algorithm ranking. And also consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP. Thank you for joining me on Evenings LALATE. And away we go now to enjoy a great night of Hazard Pay up next. Thank you for joining me on Evenings LALATE, and I appreciate your patronage as Hazard Pay gets underway.